right, let's start with that. I had someone, a family member of mine, tell me to say to you room number 6, and you would know what that
Oh, man. You're bringing up some old school.
Rubble.
Do you know a Molly?
Yes. It's funny. I was going through, I just saw her like a few weeks ago. We were honored in Vacaville for official Papa Roach Day. Right. But I ran into her. She works for the law now in I think it's Fairfield or whatnot. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, I remember you and when you were in room 6 all the time. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was a rebel rouser. So was Tobin. You were crazy in school.
I was just sleeping in class.
That's what she said. Something about you guys had shows on Sunday nights, and what was that? And then you would end up in suspension on Mondays.
We had shows every night. I mean, pretty much we would be playing clubs at night and then have to get up in the morning and go to school. That was the life. At least for me it was. I remember that.
He's younger than us. He's a few years older.
Yeah.
So why would you end up in on-campus suspension all the time?
I don't even remember. Probably sleeping in class, you know.
Right.
Smelling like a certain plant.
Dealing and wheeling.
Were you guys like troublemakers or pretty?
Nah, we just knew how to have too much fun. You know what I'm saying? Unpredictable.
You know, and growing up there especially, how do you think it shaped the band in itself? Like, how do you think growing up in Vacaville, which, you know, that's a working class.
Yeah, you know, working class town, in between, if I can paint a picture for y'all, it's like in between Sacramento and San Francisco. So a lot of people like broke down there or ran out of gas there. So there wasn't much going on in our town. And, you know, we were fortunate enough to find each other and start a rock and roll band, you know, because there was just nothing going on in that town, and it just seemed like there was no hope for us. And then we found rock and roll, and then we're off to the races. We had to convince Jerry to be in the band. He's like, it won't fit. I'm like, bro, who cares? Just do it. Let's go.
But why wouldn't it fit?
Don't tell. You can't tell him, Jerry. Tell him.
No, tell them.
I was into like Metallica and Slayer, and I was metal.
Okay.
And they were not.
What were they?
They were like Chili Peppers and, you know, Fugazi and funky stuff and weird Mr. Bungle type of stuff. And
you know, that brings up a good point. I was going to ask you guys a little bit. We've seen the genre of nu metal coming into kind of the, I guess you would say, media spotlight lately, with people like Chino Moreno saying that he never wanted to be on the Family Values tour because he thought nu metal, he didn't want to be jumbled into that. Why do you think nu metal has such a bad reputation in the first place? Because some people would call your band when you guys first started out.
Yeah, no, we were totally,
we got lumped in with nu metal, yeah.
For sure, you guys totally did. And for some reason that came out with a negative connotation.
I'll give it to you.
Give it to me.
There was, you know, a lot of people didn't like Fred Durst, really and truly. Like, that was like a real bad, like, everybody's hating on him. And, you know, he was kind of like, yeah, he's like, why you want to hate me? You know, and so he was kind of the poster boy for the genre. And so if people want to take pot shots at it, it was easy, you know. And, but I got nothing but love and respect for him, you know what I mean? And for us, it's like, at the time, like, we were the bands that were just selling millions of records. And when you're selling millions of records, like, people, you know, when you're on the top, everyone wants to throw rocks, you know what I'm saying? So, kick rocks, punk. Kick rocks.
You kind of see, like, a revitalization, too, of the nu metal genre. You have bands like Bring the Horizon, bringing it back.
Exactly.
Bringing it back. Do you think there will be a time and place where nu metal becomes, so we say, cool again?
I mean, for me, you know, Pete Roach, you know, it's always about progression and evolution, you know. So it's like we're not trying to like bring back the old days at all, you know. But we definitely went back and I guess brought some of the old school elements into the music, you know, but without like trying to just go, all right, now we're old school again, you know, because we got to maintain, you know, a progressive vibe. But you know, there are some rad bands that were influenced by, you know, the nu metal genre back, you know, in the day, like you said, Bring Me the Horizon, Of Mice and Men. I mean, countless other bands. Our homies in Sylar, they're from Queens. They're dope. Y'all should check them out. Check out Sylar. They're dope.
Yeah, you guys, there is a revitalization happening right now, and the new album does have a lot more rapping on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2004 is Getting Away with Murder. It was all singing. What made you want to bring that back into this new album?
Just for me personally, I wanted to evolve again as a vocalist, and it just felt like, all right, like I can keep singing and be a melodic. And that's like, I've been doing that for some years, you know, so why not go full circle? You know, especially like you were saying, it's like some of these bands are, quoting our band and other bands that were in the genre, like as influences on them early on. And so some of those sounds and vibes are coming back around in different ways. And it just felt like, all right, what's going on? What do I want to write about? Well, there's some socio-political stuff on this record. And, you know, I wanted to shout it, I wanted to screen it, and I wanted to rap it, you know, instead of just sing it all the time.
And you're right, there is some politics that are involved in some of the songs on the album. Is there a time, do you think, that Papa Roach will ever do like a full, like, shall we say, like Prophets of Rage, where they have straight songs with just politics? Because we have a lot of bullshit that we're dealing with right now.
Oh, you know, I mean,
Craziness that's happening in general.
You know,
is there ever going to point where you guys are just gonna?
I think it'll always have a influence on the music, you know, but I don't think we want to be like the soapbox band. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, for me, we write music from a very personal space, and so it's like my relationship with the world, you know. And so, yeah, I see injustices, I see a lot of things that are effed up out there, you know, and things that should change and stuff. But I look at it as the way that we can change the world is if we just change our own selves and have influence on the people directly around us, you know.
If you could think of something that's happening right now that could inspire a really great song for you, what do you think it would be?
Oh man, I mean, turn on the news.
Not even just politics, just current events in general.
Current events, man. It's like just war and destruction, man. People just keep on killing each other and blowing each other up, and it's just like, to me, that's just caveman shit. Honestly, it's like when is humanity going to rise above that? You know, I think that there will be a point in time when we do, but it just doesn't seem like it's right now. But you know, forward thinkers can influence other people to have love and acceptance and tolerance for each other. So that's what we stand for.
I love it. We were talking a little bit about how different bands have had to evolve and become different things to kind of just grow with the times. One of the bands that's kind of having a really negative like backlash right now would totally be Linkin Park, which was categorized as a new metal band in the beginning too. Do you think I don't know, do you think it's okay for their fans to be attacking them in that way? Especially what happened, I think it was at Hellfest, when people were threw a jug.
Yeah, I mean, somebody, you know, one person throws a jug and now everybody's like, oh God, it's like, it's fine. They're big boys. Linkin Park can handle it. You know what I'm saying? They're not tripping. They're headlining the festivals. They're doing great. You know what I mean? And as far as that goes, that's their deal, and they're dealing with it.
It's the risk you take when you stretch out that far. Is that some people are going to hate it, and they're, you know, because, and we deal with it too, you know, with our fans. They want to hear songs like, or, you know, make an album like Infest, and we just tell them, look, if you want an album like Infest, go listen to that record. We did it already. So, you know, there's fans that fall in love with the first thing you do, and they want that to be it forever, but it's not fair to the artist, and you just got to deal with it.
Right. On your new album, your song Help has been a huge, massive success. It's become a huge anthem for the band. Why do you think that song has resonated so much like Last Resort did? It's become an anthem for your fans to listen to. What about that song appeals to them so much?
Everybody needs help.
Everybody needs help, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a help time. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple.
It's really, that's just it, really. I mean, it's yeah. It signifies a lot going on right now.
In any way, shape, or form,
I mean,
someone needs help?
mental illnesses. We all need help with what's going on politically. It doesn't feel like we can control it right now, which is, it sucks. Like I have a permanent like scowl on my face when I read the news. I'm just like, God.
Is it just the worst and then you're just sitting there watching puppy videos? Like, I just gotta do something to like, get my mind
That's true.
out.
Yeah. No, we moved on to like
farts.
what's the
I know what that is. That's so
See, that's a gauge. I just gauged you.
all right, Joe, I won't say it.
Yep,
Anyway.
she's a wild one over there.
stop.
Oh, cake farts over there.
We're gonna go back to the mental illness, okay?
Yep. Speaking of mental
Jacoby,
illness, cake
you've
farts.
been named an ambassador for the Remind Project. We know that this is something that's important to you, especially with songs like Help. How does it feel to be able to be a voice for people through that project?
I mean, it's been great. You know, honestly, through our career as writers and creators, we've found that our music has really been a lifeline to a lot of people, and it just seemed very fitting to partner with the Remind Project. You know, and I think that, you know, being an ambassador for that's really cool, and to be, I guess, a voice for the voiceless, because there's a lot of people out there struggling, and it's like, I believe that mental health is like the next great frontier in the health of humanity in general, and we believe that to treat mental health first, it needs to be led with compassion. You know what I mean? I think that's the first step in the right direction, and it's like you look at the medical, when it comes to mental health and stuff like that, it's like it just seems like let's just give you a pill. We just want to keep dosing you out with these pills. And there's just, I mean, it's crazy the amount of kids that are on medication, and little babies are on medication now, and you're just going, man, like, whew. Yeah, so it needs to be evolved and changed, and also the stigma around mental health needs to be shattered, because, you know what I'm saying, like, not everybody fits in the box, you know what I mean? And like, you know, not to sound corny, but it's like we're all snowflakes, you know what I'm saying? So what's up? Some of us are yellow snowflakes, you know?
So what do you think would be something that would be better? Because I know, like, yeah, they do. Like, oh, I'm not feeling good. Here's a pill. You know, oh, I'm like really active. Here's another pill.
Dude, I told a friend the other day, he's like, man, I'm so depressed. I'm just messed up. I was like, all right, I ain't no doctor. I don't know what to do, but I'm just freestyling right now. I was like, go outside and run every day for the next 40 days. Go for a run, get more sun, eat more food that sees the sun, and go, like, because he's got a little baby daughter, go take your daughter to the park. So sun, eat good, healthy food. And he's like, he's in it right now, like coming on 30 days. He's like, I've never felt so good. So now I just need to follow my own advice, you know. But there's, like I said, there's no magic cure for anybody, you know. I think it's an individual by individual basis, and so yeah, I think there will be a revolution and an evolution in the way that we treat mental health in the next, you know, 5, 10, 15 years, and we want to be the point of the spear on that.
Awesome. At Rock on the Range, the band's known obviously for super high-end shows, and it was pretty awesome. You guys brought out an entire marching band on stage. That's something that's kind of out of the box. Not everyone does it. What would be, let's say, the next big idea like that Papa Roach want to bring on stage for their fans?
What's the next big idea? What you want to do?
Unicorns.
Glitter.
Yeah, silver sparkle.
I don't know about all that.
Seahorse.
Seashell. No, you know what we are going to do, though, is over the next course of the next year, we're going to start running some competitions with local high schools and bringing out the best, illest marching band in each city that we perform in, because we want to highlight youth culture and the arts in school, because they keep pulling the money from it, and it's like, man, like, it's just such a positive thing for our youth to be involved in. And I was in school band and stuff like that, so we want to put a spotlight on that, and it's cool to collaborate with the youth. It's dope.
Cool. Yeah, because you guys just had, what was it, the Imagine That? I think that it was built.
Oh yeah, that's right, up in Vacaville, you know.
Yeah.
Inspire some creativeness in these kids.
Why is that so important to you, to make sure not only to give back to your community, but also to give back and inspire future musicians, shall we say?
I think for me, I'm a father, you know, and I think that really, being a father, kind of awoken that, you know, it woke up that inner, let me go help somebody else kind of vibe.
Right.
Plus, I mean, when we were kids, like the excitement that we got from playing music, to know that other kids are experiencing that, it's amazing. Yeah. You know, like I would just come home every day and practice. And
kids are doing that these days.
Yeah,
There are kids, dude. Look at YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Flip out. Seriously, you go on YouTube and it's like, you'll see kids just tearing it up. Drummers, sick drummers.
Yeah.
But in the schools, it's like they just have really kind of cut the cord on a lot of them.
They don't have funding for it anymore.
Yeah.
So they're like, what are we going to fund anymore?
Yeah, they're losing all the instruments, and yeah, it's sad.
It's not become a priority anymore, and it's really, I feel like that's something that should be a priority. The new album is out, and you have some festival dates scheduled as well as overseas. When are we going to see something over here?
Tonight.
In about an hour.
Answer ever.
Actually, you're in luck. We're going to play here in the next hour.
I missed that. That's right now?
Yeah, tonight.
When are we going to see like a full set of dates in the
Oh, like a headlining tour?
Yes.
Later in the fall, early next year.
19.
Well, he said fall, and you just said 2018.
We're working on it.
Well, okay, that works. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Yes, thank you.